Good afternoon. You're watching the breaking news show right here on CNN News 18. My name is Toya Singh. Over the next 1 hour, we're going to be bringing you all of the country's top breaking news stories. Let's take you first to breaking news we've got regarding comments coming in from the former High Commissioner to Pakistan, Ajay Bisaria. He's spoken on the inside story of how India's diplomacy post the Pulwama terror attack made Pakistan worried and, according to him, forced Pakistan to rethink its terror policy. Remember, these are all events back in 2019. He was the former High Commissioner to Pakistan. He says that right after the Pulwama attack, I came to India. I was part of the team which was monitoring the situation and dealing with it. The message that was going to Pakistan at that point was very clear, that India was going to escalate the situation in case the pilot was not returned. He's, of course, referring to Wing Commander Abhinandan Vartman at that point. He's also said that from all that we heard from Pakistan and all the conversations that we had, we were confident that the pilot would be returned because the consequences for Pakistan would have been far too serious. We're going to play out for you that entire comment, and then we're going to connect with reporters for more context.
Right after the Pulwama attack, I came to India, so I was part of the team in India which was monitoring the situation and dealing with it. So the message I think that was going to Pakistan at that point was very clear, that India was going to escalate the situation in case the pilot was not returned. So, you know, from all that we heard from Pakistan and all the conversations that we had, we were confident that the pilot would be returned because the consequences would have been serious. And this was a message that went loud and clear to Pakistan's system, and Pakistan then reacted.
Okay, let's take you to the events, an entire timeline of exactly what took place. All of these events, remember, are from early February in 2019. At least 40 CRPF personnel were killed, remember, in a convoy. It was traveling, it was attacked by the Jaish-e-Mohammed. They rammed explosive-laden vehicles into one of the convoy's buses. This was near Avantipura on the Srinagar-Jammu highway. This is the Feb 14th incident that spurred each of the events that took place after. Now, my colleague Siddhant is with us right now. We're going to go over to Siddhant to understand more about all of these developments and the specific comment that has been made. Siddhant, we've just taken our audiences briefly to a timeline. It was in fact March 1st, 2019, when the Indian Air Force fighter pilot Wing Commander Abhinandan Vartman was freed by Pakistan. And it's to that moment that we can see the diplomat here, the High Commissioner to Pakistan, referring, the High Commissioner at the time to Pakistan, referring. Can you just bring us more context from that moment and exactly what he's referring to, please?
Well, that's right. Ajay Bisaria was right now involved, at that point in time, was involved in the active diplomacy when tensions were going on between India and Pakistan. And perhaps he has come up with a book. He has written that book. The name of the book is Anger Management. And in that regard only has spoken to the news agency ANI. And in fact, he says, and I quote, after Pulwama, India had taken action in Balakot, and that was followed by Pakistan's operation, which it called swift retort in India, as a result of which an Indian pilot, Abhinandan, was captured. I have tried to present an account of the coercive diplomacy that took place after that to get the pilot back. There was a very credible threat of force and use of 9 missiles. Pakistan made the choice of returning the pilot, not wanting to escalate the conflict. In trying to de-escalate the situation, the Prime Minister of Pakistan attempted to call the Prime Minister of India. So, unquote. So it's very sensational claims that have been made by Ajay Bisaria, who is a seasoned diplomat and perhaps was also posted in Pakistan at that point in time. Now, he has to say that there was a coercive diplomacy that took place to get pilot Abhinandan released from the captivity of Pakistan. In fact, he also spoke about the threat of force and use of 9 missiles. Perhaps there were 9 missiles which were ready. And Pakistan at that point in time made the choice of returning the pilot and not wanting to escalate the conflict in trying to de-escalate the situation. So Mr. Bisaria had to say that India was successful in applying coercive diplomacy. India got pilot Abhinandan freed. At the same time, there was a sort of a threat which India successfully tried building on Pakistan to get Abhinandan released from their captivity. Also, Mr. Bisaria says that Pakistan PM Imran Khan attempted to call the Prime Minister of India. The Pakistan PM was then felt obliged to take a decision because the threat of force was very credible to return the pilot in order to escalate the situation. So very sensational claims have been made in the book that has been written by Mr. Bisaria. In fact, he also refers to Qatal ki Raat when Pakistan PM Imran Khan attempt to make a phone call to PM Modi, former High Commissioner PM Modi, and PM Modi did mention this in one of his speeches also. He did refer to this episode, but Imran Khan also referred to this episode in his own speech in Parliament that he has made an attempt to talk to the Indian PM Narendra Modi. Back to you.
Siddhant, can I ask you to stay with us? Let's just play out that entire bite from the former High Commissioner once again for our audiences.
Right after the Pulwama attack, I came to India, so I was part of the team in India which was monitoring the situation and dealing with it. So the message I think that was going to Pakistan at that point was very clear, that India was going to escalate the situation in case the pilot was not returned. So, from all that we heard from Pakistan and all the conversations that we had, we were confident that the pilot would be returned because the consequences would have been serious. And this was a message that went loud and clear to Pakistan's system, and Pakistan then reacted.
Okay, let's go over to our colleague Abhishek Jha to understand more. Abhishek, we just played out what the former High Commissioner to Pakistan at the time had to say about the incidents of early 2019. Now, one of the larger assertions he's made in his book is that those incidents actually provoked Pakistan to almost rethink their policy of supporting groups in India over the years, their approach towards India over the years. All of that, a rethink of it entirely, was sparked in 2019 after the incident and how India grappled with it. Can you tell us more, Abhishek?
Well, Toya, you're right. And also the book tries to explain that India-Pakistan relationship wouldn't have been so bad had it not for the rhetorical and anti-India sentiment that Imran Khan continued to make. In fact, the book also says that army establishment was not keen on having complete snap-up of ties between the two nations, but it was because of Imran Khan's policy that the things became so bad. Also, in the context of the Balakot strike, we can now understand how India was firm on its footing. It did not back down from any threat, and it was all out, on the brink of all-out war when about 9 missiles from India were pointed towards various locations in Pakistan, and the army in Pakistan was in jitters, and they tried to de-escalate the situation through various diplomatic sources. In fact, the High Commission in India, then High Commissioner in India, Sohail Mohammad, also tried to reach out to the Ambassador Bisaria, who was then called back in Delhi, and they tried to arrange a call with Prime Minister Imran Khan and to Prime Minister Modi, which was then politely turned down. And also how the entire establishment in Pakistan was in a way panicked that if it will be an attack from India, it will be disastrous. And they tried to take help from other diplomatic sources also, sources from UK, US also, and they urged them to ask India not to escalate the situation. And soon we saw within hours Imran Khan on the floor of Parliament in Pakistan announcing that Pakistan will be sending back Abhinandan, who was in the captivity of Pakistani forces.
Abhishek, can I just ask you to stay with us?